The All Progressives Congress and the African Democratic Congress have been locked in a war of words for some time now, as the opposition has continued to criticize every policy of President Bola Tinubu's administration. While the ruling All Progressives Congress has described the ADC as a gathering of deceivers and self-centered individuals driven by personal grudges, the ADC in return has labeled the APC as a failure. The African Democratic Congress has also accused the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, of violating Nigeria's electoral laws by launching premature re-election campaigns for President Bola Tinubu, while the country grapples with deepening economic and security crisis. Joining us now on this show to discuss the continuous exchange between the APC and the ADC is Judge Agbakahi, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress and the Southeast leader of Tinubu's support organization. He will also discuss the APC's chances in the Southeast ahead of the 2027 presidential election. Thank you for joining us, Chief Judge Agbakahi. Good morning, and you're welcome to the morning show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, Chief.
I appreciate.
Chief Agbakahi, maybe we should not waste time discussing who is right between APC and ADC, because naturally, as the leader of the Tinubu support organization in the Southeast, your comment will be predictable. You are likely to say you are on the side of the APC. But in that regard, we can ask you, what is right? What do you think these political parties should be doing? And what do you think are the chances of President Bola Tinubu in the Southeast in 2027? I'd like you to interrogate that question, not that you will just say as a supporter that, oh, well, we are going to work very hard and deliver 2027. That would be an abuse of our time. You are laughing.
Dr. Albert, you have come again. You see, politics is very dynamic, and it is essentially all about interest. All we are hearing from African Democratic Congress is just abusing the current administration. There is no vision, there is no policy, there is no agenda. I think what we see is like old wine in a new bottle. All of them in African Democratic Congress are about the same. There is no amount of repackaging. There is no amount of rehabilitation. There is no amount, whatever they do to change their nomenclature. The Nigerian people know who they are. Who in this country that do not know who Atiku is, who El-Rufai is, who Amaechi is? These are the people that kept Nigeria to where we are today. And so all they do is making outrageous statements. For example, somebody of El-Rufai status will come to the mass media and say that we may not even have a country if APC wins the election in 2027. Is that not disingenuous of him? Is it not outrageous? He will also come again and say, in the 2023 election, Peter Obi won the election. Those are treacherous statements. And it's not only him. Bolaji Abdullahi, the publicity secretary of ADC, also come on air and make very outlandish statements. These are not statements that people who love this country should make. They are just hitting up the whole country. We still have at least a year and a half, for proper campaign to start. But they've already started campaign. I think it's not a step in the right direction. The point remains that APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done a whole lot, to improve the well-being, of Nigerians. That's just the truth. We all know that inflation has come down. When President Tinubu came on board, inflation was about, 40.50. As we speak, inflation has come down, drastically, to 22.22%. See what I mean? A lot is happening. Apart from inflation, our foreign reserves has gone up by about 6 billion. When he came in, it was about 34 billion. Now it's 40,877. Which one will I mention and which one will I leave? Look at the issue of education loan. Education loan is an area that has put smiles on the faces of Nigerian parents, particularly in northern Nigeria. Out of the 77 billion naira that has been disbursed to students, about 55% of that 77 billion, which is about 45 billion, went to, students, of northern Nigeria. Okay. There are a lot the president has done. Right. Look at the Amaechi schools all over in the north. Okay. About 101 Amaechi schools, have been established in the north. Right. Look at the learning centers. About 120 learning centers have been established in all the senatorial zones of northern Nigeria. The president has done a whole lot.
Mr. Agbakahi, it's quite interesting that you're breaking down some of the statistics, especially concerning NAL Fund and the beneficiaries in certain parts of the country, because I know in the southeast where you're from, there's been outcry with many feeling that the southeast is not benefited enough from NAL Fund. But that's not where I want to go with you this morning. I'd like to speak to the point that you made that the ADC have already started campaigning. It's interesting that you say this because when we walk the streets in various parts of this country, the only campaign posters we're seeing are for President Bola Tinubu. And they are from groups such as your own, Grassroots, Tinubu Grassroots Organization, the Grassroots for Tinubu, Lovers of Tinubu, all of these organizations. And as you correctly noted, it's not even 1.5 years to elections. Secondly, Southeast Renewed Hope Agenda, SERHA, have said that they have raised 200 million naira for the president, for him to buy his presidential nomination form for 2027. So you're accusing the ADC of campaigning, but the APC has officially launched its campaign specifically in the southeast, where you are from. So what is all this clamor? And I'm sure at this point, 200 million naira, if it's dispatched to, some common good, there are so many uses for this money in this economy that we're in right now. Why can't you use that money to support the people who are currently being left vulnerable? So I want you to speak to the fact that you're accusing ADC of campaigning, but you guys are doing the exact same thing and at greater proportions, because I'm yet to see a campaign poster for ADC.
Well, I think it's important to know that in APC, there is no official campaigning. In ADC, you see the publicity secretary, Mr. Bolaji Abdullahi, campaigning both on social media, on electronic media, on the print media, campaigning almost on daily basis. There has been no official campaigning, from either the party or the presidency in APC. You are talking of the super PACs. These are all different organizations. They are people that are supporting the APC, and based on freedom of expression, they all have the right to support who they want to support. But I'm talking about the mouthpiece of ADC is always on air campaigning. People like El-Rufai, people like Dino Melaya, people like Amaechi, they are all campaigning, on regular basis. What I see actually is that in opposition, I'm looking at an asymmetrical political warfare that is going on. between the ADC, and PDP, as well as Labour Party. I think what they are all trying to position themselves, to see who will become the major opposition, party in respect of the 2027 election. Okay. That is exactly what you are saying.
Okay, sir, but
the kind of campaign.
The APC also has spokespeople who are coming on various media platforms every day as well. And you're saying that these posters are by supporters and so forth. But why can't the APC call their supporters to order and say that election has not yet started because they're in violation of electoral laws of Nigeria? Why is there a spirit of tolerance towards that?
Well, I have just said it, that there is no official statement of campaign by APC.
What do you call a poster?
Unlike the other side.
What do you call a campaign poster? Is that not a form of campaign?
Well, but that's not from the APC itself. It's from the support groups. There are also support groups that are supporting the opposition. The thing is that this coalition you are talking about, the substance and the essence of the opposition parties, the ADC, is still the same. There is no difference. They are all the same. They don't have no agenda. What they do is a critique.
Mr. Agbakahi.
Criticizing the current administration.
Mr. Agbakahi.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing on TV? Is it not campaigning?
Yes, I am.
What you are doing as we speak on TV, is it not campaigning for the APC?
No, what I'm doing is answering the question she posed to me. That's exactly what I'm doing.
No, but you were saying...
Okay. I'm just trying to put
It's fine. Well, you've said that they've done their fun, they've done everything.
Yes.
You're campaigning. You came here to campaign for the APC, but it's fine. I have many issues to ask you. Mr. Agbakahi, as we speak today,
yes.
If anybody say they will form a parallel government, what should they do to the person?
Well, we are running a presidential system of government.
Yeah.
I don't think, that is proper to start, doing a parallel government.
Yes.
That was suggested earlier. Yes. Okay. That was suggested by, what's the name of this popular economist from Delta?
Yeah.
He suggested it sometime. He suggested it sometime 2 or 3 months ago.
No, he called it a shadow government.
It is very disingenuous.
Okay, he calls it a shadow. See,
it's similar.
Okay,
it's similar.
If anybody talks about a parallel government, I think they should be rebuked and condemned, right? We should rebuke and condemn anybody that
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you know your party, APC, said they will form a parallel government if they didn't win the 2015 elections?
Well, it depends on who talked about it and the circumstances. As I speak to you now, I don't really understand the circumstances for that particular statement. Yes.
I'll tell you. In an interview with Shewa Kibaloye, my friend and my brother, on Channels TV, a professor of law, the vice presidential candidate of the APC then, Professor Oshibajo, was asked about the talk about APC, they will form a parallel government, and he defended it. So your vice presidential candidate, and these are facts, was on TV defending a parallel government. So when you are abusing El-Rufai today, that they say if they don't win in 2027, they will form a parallel government, Nigeria will go up in flame. Didn't your party set the tone for things like that, Mr. Agbakahi? Because we both agree that anybody that talks about forming a parallel government should be fought, should be brought down. But your party was even the one that opened our eyes to talk about forming a parallel government if they don't win. So what should we do to your party? You will tell us that later. Second point, Mr. Agbakahi. You also said that when President Tinubu got in, inflation was over 40%, right?
Yes.
Where did you get that data from?
Well, it's a data that is already in the news media. It's in the news. It's not a hidden. It's a public document. You know, Google it. You'll find it that that was the case then. But like we speak,
Mr. Agbakahi, inflation rate in Nigeria,
yes,
was 22.41% in May 2023.
Chief Agbakahi, we already established.
No, I'm talking about 2020. I'm talking about 2022. I mean, currently, it's 22.22%, which is reasonable.
No, wait. You said when President Tinubu came in, inflation was 40%. Inflation was 20%.
Was
22.41%.
Prior to President Tinubu coming in.
No, you said when President Tinubu came in, inflation was 40%. Inflation was 22.41%.
Okay, maybe
then it went up to over 30%. Then inflation did not really come down. No. What they did was that they changed the way, the parameters, the base at which they calculated inflation, and there was a drop in the number because they changed the parameter. So those are the facts on ground. Dr. Abati, over to you.
You know, we established that you are a pro-Tinubu person.
Yes.
So in war, everything is fair as in love. So anything you say to support President Tinubu, we see it from that prism. At least I see it from that prism. However, what do you think of the president's chances in 2027? Now, I asked you about the Southeast. What are his chances there? You didn't quite answer that question. 2, now we are being told that President Jonathan, you know, some people are saying he's going to be thrown into the loop. And it looks like, well, having done one term before, he will probably be the best proposition for certain, you know, sections of the country. 3, we also hear that some people, even within the PDP, are talking about Peter Obi being the best proposition. Now, it looks like 2027 is not going to be easy. So forget about all this, President Tinubu has done this, he has done that. How is he going to deal with these basic political challenges? You are free to say these challenges don't exist.
Okay.
But don't just say it in a formulaic manner.
You know,
I want analysis.
Dr. Abati, I've said it earlier, politics is very dynamic, and we are looking at a year and a half from today. And we already know that there are about 3 or 4 major political parties that will be vying for this presidency. President Jonathan is a good man. He can come to PDP and contest. APC is waiting. Peter Obi is a very good man. He can come to Labour Party or ADC and contest. The same thing is applicable with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. APC is waiting, you know, but you have to understand that in politics, we are talking of the track record of the present commander-in-chief of this great country. You know, he has done a whole lot to improve the well-being, you know, of Nigerians. You know, and there are so many variables, you know, we have to take into consideration in respect of 2027 general election. So that's why I say it's too early to tell. President Jonathan, is he coming to PDP or is he coming to ADC? Peter Obi, is he going to contest under Labour or is he going to contest under ADC? The same thing is applicable with Atiku Abubakar. But me, as a political analyst, I know very well that in ADC, I don't think there is any of the presidential hopefuls that will take the candidacy away from Atiku Abubakar. ADC is like Atiku Abubakar's baby, and he will be the presidential candidate of ADC. Peter Obi definitely may go to Labour. The more the merrier. We want Jonathan to come out and contest. We want Peter Obi to come out and contest. We want Atiku Abubakar to come out and contest. You know, APC is well grounded. The president has done a whole lot in the north. He has done a whole lot in the southeast. Go to southeast and see exactly what is going on there. The president has done a whole lot in respect of infrastructural development in the southeast. Almost the major roads in the southeast are now under construction. Go to Enugu-Onitsha Road that has not been touched by previous administrations. It is under construction. Go to Enugu-Port Harcourt Road. The same thing is applicable, is working. Very important economic road, Aba to Ikotebene, that has not been touched, for the past almost 18 to 20 years, is currently under construction as we speak. The issue of Southeast Development Commission, SEDC, with 150 billion naira, for them to use in economic development is working. The president has done a lot in the southeast. And the only area that I believe that is a major variable also in the southeast is the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. That is a major variable that will also determine the election in the southeast. And I'm quite sure that as time goes on, our president is a father figure who understands the intricacies and underpinnings of politics and governance.
Okay, on that note, thank you very much, Chief Agbakahi, for joining us on The Morning Show.